model that lasts 25 years is pretty rare. 50 years is even rarer. And Suburban lasting 85 years is absolutely astounding.
In 2003, my partner and I were driving along what we called Route Irish, considered the most dangerous highway in the world at that time. It was very dark, and we were coming into the U.S. base at Baghdad International Airport when the whole left side of the vehicle exploded with gunfire. And I punched the accelerator on that Tahoe. 2 miles later, I was coming through the checkpoint at a high rate of speed. I was very happy that it got me to where I go. And if I saw that vehicle again today, I would give it a hug.
If you're watching a film and all of a sudden you see a convoy of black Suburbans driving down the freeway, all in perfect form, you know something's about to go down.
I think the Tahoe's a member of our family just because when we need to do something or we're all headed up for the same family vacation, we can all jump in the same car and be together. With the Tahoe, we brought our daughter home in it. And so I remember sitting in the parking lot and taking our last selfie, knowing that we were about to add a fourth family member with the Tahoe and the extra car seat in the back, and that was a really special moment.
Please welcome GM Executive Vice President and President of GM North America, Barry Engel.
Good evening. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. A special thank you and welcome to GM Chair and CEO Mary Barra and City of Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan. Thank you to both of you for being with us. Tonight I have the honor of introducing all new models of two iconic Chevrolets, both of which will celebrate big birthdays in 2020. The Tahoe marks its 25th anniversary next year. As Brian Stevens from the Peterson Museum said in our opening video, that's an incredible accomplishment in this business. And if 25 years is incredible, how about 85 years? That's how long the Chevy Suburban has been around. In fact, it's the longest running nameplate in automotive history. The story of their creation helps explain why these two vehicles have been so popular for so long. In the 1930s, vehicles weren't that versatile. The ones designed to carry people offer limited cargo capacity. Those designed to carry cargo had limited seating, and at best a canvas cover to protect cargo from the elements. Chevrolet designers decided to offer customers something better. They combined a more durable, more secure steel body with a truck chassis. The result was a radical new concept, a vehicle that could move both people and cargo comfortably and securely. I have no doubt that folks who worked on that first Suburban, they knew they had come up with something truly special. But I also suspect they never could have imagined the full impact of what they created. They created the template for what we now call a sport utility vehicle. They also created something so versatile and capable that Suburban and later Tahoe became legendary in wartime, in Hollywood, and in driveways around the world. In each case, time and again, the common thread of every story is people trusting our vehicles with their most important passengers and cargo. Suburbans have been used to support the U.S. military since World War II. And 60 years later, James Reese found himself counting on the Tahoe, the one that you see here on the screen. It's coming. To get him home safely from a scary situation in Iraq. How scary was it? Well, that Tahoe took 52 bullets, including 9 to the engine block, and one that ricocheted off the roof and went through James's arm and lodged in the steering wheel. But he kept going, and so did his Tahoe, 120 miles per hour to safety. Through the years, countless first responders have depended on Tahoe and Suburban to keep them safe while they protect the rest of us. And of course, they've transported U.S. presidents and dignitaries around the world. These real-life roles have often led to roles on the big screen. Suburban made its first film debut in 1952. Combined, Suburban and Tahoe have now appeared in more than 2,500 movies and TV shows, driven by heroes, villains, and families alike. They've been so successful in Hollywood that just last week, the Suburban became the first vehicle ever recognized with its own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They're like that classic character actor. Their known capability adds an element of importance to every scene they shoot. As Dennis McCarthy said, don't get up to get popcorn when the black Suburbans are rolling up, because something's about to go down. Perhaps the greatest role the Tahoe and Suburban have ever played is member of the family. I've not been shot at in Iraq, nor have I ever been in a presidential caravan, and I haven't yet starred in any Hollywood blockbuster, but I can personally relate to Brittany McLaughlin's enthusiasm for her Tahoe, because it allows her whole family to be together for special moments, whether camping in Yellowstone or snapping a photo in the hospital parking lot, as a family of 3 is about to become a family of 4. My wife and I have been blessed with 6 children, and getting our family together in one vehicle can be quite the logistical challenge. However, we can always count on a Suburban to make it easier and more enjoyable. So the question is, how do we improve on these 2 legends? The team knew only one option existed. Take what people love about these vehicles and make them even better. To do so required completely redesigning the next-gen Tahoe and Suburban to do more than ever, while staying true to what makes them so special in the first place. The result? The all-new generation offers more capability, more technology, more confidence, and more choice. I'm proud to introduce the all-new 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban.
Executive Design Director, Global Chevrolet, Phil Zach.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. As Barry mentioned, the team who worked on the original Suburban created a new type of vehicle, perfectly suited for customers' needs in 1935. They also inspired for the men and women of Chevrolet, many of them who are here with us tonight. I want to do a shout out for the team that's here tonight. Guys, you did a great job on this. Phil and I are super excited to be out here for you. Congratulations. All right. Always great to play in front of the home crowd, isn't it? Our team reimagined the Suburban and Tahoe for a world that is quite different from 1935, and I think you would agree. The team completely redesigned the Tahoe and Suburban, improving every component from the front bow tie to the back, from the tires up to the roof rack. I am confident the result will be the ultimate SUVs, offering the most room for people and cargo, the best driving experience, and features not available from any of our other competitors.
Now in the studio, the design process is very different if you're designing an all-new model versus redesigning an iconic product. When designing an all-new model, the team starts from scratch. No expectations, perceived notions, or history. A clean sheet of paper, essentially. When you're redesigning an icon, you have decades of history and generations of customer experience and expectations that must be considered. For Tahoe and Suburban, the team broke down these iconic vehicles to their core strengths and improved them. We kept the essence of what made them popular and updated them for a new era. For example, the Tahoe and Suburban have built a reputation for offering the most room for both people and cargo. With today's market more crowded with large, three-row utility vehicles, we knew we had to increase interior space in virtually every dimension. As a result, we have the most cargo space and the most comfortable passenger accommodations in the segment.
The story of both the all-new Tahoe and Suburban starts with the longer wheelbase and the new independent rear suspension. That combination greatly improved ride and handling, enabled bolder exterior proportions, and transformed the interior of both vehicles. The Tahoe grew 4% in total length. In return for a class-leading cargo room, it now offers 30% more maximum cargo, 66% more cargo behind the third row, and 10 inches of more legroom in the rear seats. Let me reiterate, for only 4% increase in the length of the vehicle, this team here, created massive improvements in cargo capacity and rear seat legroom. The story is similar with the Suburban, which grew 1% in total length in return for the most cargo room of any SUV on the market. It now offers, this is a big number, 145 cubic feet of cargo, 19% more than before.
As Tim said, the longer wheelbase enabled a bigger, bolder design with more interior room and a confident, broad shoulder stance. The details are strikingly modern with full LED lighting, including LED headlamps, tail lamps, with a unique direct fire LED lit signature. And yet Tahoe and Suburban still retain their distinctive personalities, with the Tahoe more athletic and aggressive, and the Suburban more upright, more stately in appearance. Inside both, you'll find more premium materials, more technologies, and a more spacious cabin. You'll see the personality differences inside as well, thanks to the new trim portfolio, which offers more choices and much greater differentiation between the two vehicles and among their respective trim levels. The RST, for example, is the most athletic of the family, with black ice trim and 22-inch painted black wheels. Its interior has unique seats with red accent stitching and a sport-inspired center stripe with a technical grain that carries through the interior on the instrument panel and center console. The Premier is the most elegant of the family, with chrome exterior trim, contrast piping on the seats, and lighting accents, stitching on the armrest and instrument panel. The console armrest and mid-instrument panel are finished with a dimpled tech grain. With the all-new Tahoe and Suburban, we have more trim offerings than ever. Here are two more examples of these changing personalities. Inspired by outdoors. The interior is rich in color, with jet black and clove, and rich in detail. The seats really stand out with a custom perforation, warm ivory stitching, and a bold graphic fabric piping. The decor also complements them with the linear wood film and bronze accents that match our exterior finish, specifically the two-tone finish on the grille. The Z71 is now a standalone model and even more off-road capable. It comes with all-terrain tires, tubular off-road step, and an exclusive fascia for better ground clearance and approach angle.
On-road and off, the all-new Suburban and Tahoe play much bigger, but actually drive much smaller than before. They offer the best of both worlds. They have a plush, comfortable ride that absorbs imperfections in the road, and in Michigan, roads you might encounter an imperfection or two, as you know. And they have nimble, confident handling. They can hustle through corners better than you would expect from such a large vehicle. That confidence is true of the standard suspension, and even more so in the available magnetic ride control and air ride adaptive suspension. Both features are not offered by any of our competitors. This is the fourth generation of the class-exclusive magnetic ride control, and the active dampers can react more quickly with more range than ever before. The air suspension is a segment burst. It offers automatic load leveling, which is ideal for when you're pulling a trailer or carrying an entire family on a road trip. It offers up to 4 inches of ride height adjustment, raising 2 inches like on the Z71 for added off-road clearance, and lowering 2 inches like in this high country for when parked, easier entry and exit. Contributing to the driver's sense of confidence and security is a new seating position and new technologies. The driver sits about an inch higher, while the belt line is about an inch lower, which gives the driver a commanding view of the road. Tahoe and Suburban are also available with up to 30 safety and driver convenience features, including new rear camera mirror, new front and rear pedestrian detection, class-leading 9 camera views, lane keep assist, and advanced adaptive cruise control.
Now, all that new technology applies to the interior as well. Our all-new interiors are designed to maximize the comfort and versatility that our customers have come to expect from Tahoe and Suburban. The first thing everyone will notice are the screens. Tahoe and Suburban are available with up to 5 full-color, fully configurable screens, which include an 8-inch instrument panel display, a 15-inch heads-up display, 10-inch center console display, and dual 12.6-inch screens on the rear seat backs, easily viewable from the second and third rows. The new infotainment system makes a family road trip more enjoyable for everyone. For starters, you can plug in HDMI devices to stream video or audio or play video games. Or you can select and play a movie from a USB device. Once you've made your selection, you can send the content from one screen to the other so the person next to you can watch the same show or different content. And finally, the backseat passenger can access the in-dash navigation system, where they have the ability to look up a destination and send it to the center display for turn-by-turn directions. Other changes are less obvious, but they will make our customers' lives easier every day. For example, the interior features a push-button transmission, providing more room in the center console for cup holders, wireless charging pad, cell phone tray, and storage. The cargo floor is now virtually flat. No more groceries rolling out of the cargo area. The second row seats were completely redesigned and now slide 4 aft up to 5 inches to tailor the amount of legroom for each row. And additionally, both the second and third row fold with a push of a button, and the second row lowers towards the floor for greater cargo space.
All those features that Phil just described really show why Tahoe and Suburban lead the pack, because they deliver uncompromised performance and unexpected efficiency. To maintain that advantage, the all-new models have a host of technologies to improve performance when needed and to conserve fuel when possible. We offer 3 different engines, each paired with an ultra-smooth and efficient 10-speed automatic transmission. The V8 engines are updated with dynamic fuel management, which offer 12 different firing modes, constantly optimizing fuel efficiency and performance. In addition, both Tahoe and Suburban will be available with the all-new 3-liter Duramax diesel. No other competitor offers a diesel in this segment, so I'm very proud of that. And the Duramax will bring an unprecedented combination of performance, refinement, and efficiency to the Tahoe and Suburban.
Small but thoughtful details also contribute to the efficiency. The fascia of the Tahoe and Suburban features air curtains, like those introduced on Camaro and Silverado. They reduce aerodynamic drag by directing air around the front wheels down through the body side. The air suspension Tim mentioned also lowers 3/4 of an inch at highway speed to reduce aerodynamic drag. And finally, an active aero shutter monitors engine performance and can open and close accordingly. For instance, on cold starts, the shutter closes to warm the engine quickly for greater efficiencies. Cruising at highway speeds, the shutters close to reduce aerodynamic drag. And when pulling a trailer up a mountain at 100 degrees, the shutters open to provide more air to the engine for cooling.
We know many customers buy a Tahoe or Suburban to pull their most prized possessions, be it their boat to the lake, their side-by-side to the sand dunes, or their horses to the show. So we adapted many of the industry-leading trailering technologies from our trucks to the Tahoe and Suburban, including easier hitching via rear camera guidelines, integrated trailering app with remote trailer light test, monitors for both trailer tire pressure and temperature, enhanced side blind zone alert for trailering, and the industry's first label providing exact capabilities of your vehicle. All of these changes and more make the Tahoe and Suburban the most advanced utilities we've ever offered, with new engine technologies, new adaptive suspension, new trailering technologies, and expanded safety and driver convenience features. These features are enabled by an all-new digital vehicle platform that can process 4.5 terabytes of data per hour. That's an astonishing 5 times more than before. Now you might ask, what does that mean to our customer? Here's what it means. It means that we can use higher resolution cameras and infotainment screens. That means our adaptive cruise control and adaptive suspension respond faster than ever before. That means Tahoe and Suburban now offer expanded vehicle health monitoring, over-the-air updates, and enhanced cyber security protections. In the future, this new electrical architecture provides the bandwidth to support additional technologies not yet available.
Tim and I have the privilege of representing the work of thousands of men and women who will bring the Tahoe and Suburban to life. As Barry said at the onset, the all-new Tahoe and Suburban offer more capability, more technology, more confidence, and more trim offerings than ever before. Now, I'd like to invite Mark Royce up on stage.
Thank you, Tim and Phil, and thank you to the entire team who played a role in bringing us the all-new Tahoe and Suburban. Great job. I really want to acknowledge the incredible work that product development team has delivered across the company. Think about the new Chevrolets the team has delivered in 2019. In February, we introduced an all-new Silverado heavy-duty pickup, the most capable truck on the road today. In July, we introduced the 2020 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the all-new mid-engine Corvette, delivering supercar performance and proportions at a starting price under $60,000. Yeah. In August, we shipped the first Silverado 1500s equipped with that all-new 3-liter Duramax diesel we just mentioned. Rated at 33 miles per gallon, the diesel-powered Silverado is the most efficient pickup on the market, bar none. And in November, we revealed the all-new Trailblazer, which fits between the Trax and the Equinox, expanding Chevrolet's portfolio of the broadest, freshest line of utility vehicles on the market. As I said, our global product group has been working hard for Chevrolet and across all of our brands, literally creating the future. Speaking of the future, we believe in an all-electric future, as evidenced by our announcement last week that we're investing with LG Chem a combined $2.3 billion in a joint venture to mass produce battery cells for future EVs at a facility in Ohio. And we're committed to building a battery electric pickup truck right here in Detroit at our Detroit Hamtramck plant that will be on the road in 2021. Yeah. As the world transitions to that electric future on its way to zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion, there will still be demand for internal combustion engines and large utilities, and nobody does those better than we do. I think you've seen the proof of that here tonight in the next generations of Tahoe and Suburban. If any vehicles represent the soul of America, they are Tahoe and Suburban. Tim and Phil explained quite clearly what makes these vehicles so special and why we believe they will continue to dominate their segment. But before that, Barry pointed out another reason we believe it, and that is the strong emotional bond forged between our customers and these vehicles. You might think emotional attachments are reserved for vehicles like the Corvette, the ones that really get your heart racing. But the people in our opening video prove the same bonds extend to these two SUVs. So do other customers. We all have similar stories. I mean, I grew up getting hauled around in these things. And in fact, no one knows here tonight that my grandfather in a small rural town in Illinois actually drove a suburban school bus for those kids. My wife and I drove our kids and their friends to many, many games, practices, events all over the United States in Tahoes and Suburbans. And you can't help but forge a bond with a vehicle when you watch your kids grow up in it. It's the most emotionally significant purchase a consumer makes, and the bond is in fact lasting. People name their car. They don't name their toaster. They don't name their phone, no matter how much quality time they spend with it. They love their vehicles if their vehicles serve them well, and ours do. As you know, we have nearly half of the market with Tahoe and Suburban, and now we've made them even better. So yes, we're excited. I'm thrilled to be here tonight and can't wait to get these new Tahoes and Suburbans out on the road. And that will happen as soon as we get it cranked up at a place I want to recognize very special tonight, and that's our assembly plant in Arlington, Texas, which builds every Tahoe and Suburban sold around the world. You really begin to appreciate that scale of our full-size SUVs business when you visit that plant in Arlington. In there, we have 4,800 employees, and they produce a vehicle every minute of every day, 6 days a week, to keep up with our customer demand. To prepare for this launch, we have invested more than $1.4 billion in Arlington since 2015, including an all-new paint shop, body shop, and many other state-of-the-art manufacturing technologies. Which leads to my final point. The reason we invested in all of that and worked so hard to develop these new SUVs. We are here to win. Chevrolet created the template for the modern SUV in 1935. In doing so, it created the template for winning that we're still following today. These all-new versions will be just as dominant as they were the day they were introduced. The new Tahoe and Suburban have better driving dynamics and offer more technology, amenities, comfort, and room than ever before. And the outstanding work of our design team has really these two character actors looking like they're ready for another starring role. For our customers who trust Chevrolet with their most important people in gear, these changes will only further strengthen their bond with the Tahoe and the Suburban. For GM, these changes will ensure that Tahoe and Suburban continue to set the pace for the full-size SUV market for many years to come. So I want to thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for your time. And now I'd like to invite our other presenters back up on stage for a quick photo. After that, please come take a closer look at the all-new Tahoe and Suburban. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it.